At 59, I am the fittest I have ever been, and I have 12% body fat. In this video, I'm going to tell you the 5 principles that I've followed in order to achieve the body composition and fitness levels I have today. I'm Mike, and blindly following conventional wisdom and NHS guidelines nearly destroyed me. Take a look at this photo, see my body language. See how I'm hiding, how uncomfortable I am. Yet, that same day, I was a chartered construction professional managing a number of multi-million-pound projects. How can I control complex construction sites, but still not control my own body? For most of my adult life, especially after embarking on a career, I had spent thousands of pounds on expensive gym subscriptions I barely used, trendy diets that lasted weeks, every supplement that promised quick results. I was treating my health like a weekend DIY project, throwing money at it and hoping that something would stick, but never following a proper plan. That's when I realised something crucial. I had been treating my health like a hobby, instead of the most important project of my life. The moment I applied the same professionalism I would approach any other construction project, everything changed. And I'm going to show you exactly how through these 5 following principles. Principle 1, stop believing the low-fat lie. What if the health advice you're following is actually making you worse? Like most people, I was following the expert advice, low-fat everything, multiple small meals, avoiding saturated fat. But I kept getting fatter and more tired. I then picked up Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Body, and then something clicked. Here was somebody who approached their health like an engineer with data and experiments. I realised that I'd been trusting popular advice instead of doing what I do on every construction project, which is following my own due diligence. When I started treating my body like a project, researching the specifications, testing materials, and measuring results, everything changed. Real food worked. Meat, eggs, cheese, butter, avocados. My energy stabilised. I no longer had cravings and I wasn't constantly hungry. This wasn't opinion or hope, it was data that I experienced from my own body, measured and tracked like any professional project. Principle number 2, understand blood sugar. What if everything you know about weight loss is backwards? Think about this. I was doing everything right. Counting the calories, hitting the gym, eating healthy whole grains and low-fat meals. But I still gained weight. I was still exhausted. It made no sense until I discovered the truth. Those healthy foods were spiking my blood sugar and forcing my body to store fat. I'd been sabotaging myself with expert advice. That's when I understood that fat loss after 50 isn't about calories or willpower, it's about blood sugar control. Once I started eating to lower my blood sugar, the results were immediate and measurable. My belly fat began to melt away, my energy was consistent all day, and I stopped thinking about food constantly. This wasn't magic, this was understanding how my body actually works, and working with it instead of against it. Principle number 3, build metabolic muscle. Here's what nobody tells you about getting lean after fitness. After losing 12 kilograms, I looked in the mirror expecting to see a victory. Instead, I saw defeat. No definition, no strength, just less of me. The shocking truth, men lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass every decade after 30. By 50, I hadn't just gained fat, I'd lost years of strength. I was under-muscled, which is actually just as dangerous as being overweight. That's when I realised muscle isn't just about looking good, it's metabolic gold, especially after 50. Every pound of muscle I built was like installing a metabolic furnace that burns calories 24/7. It stabilises blood sugar and keeps me independent. So after shedding the weight, I systematically followed Ross Edgley's book, The World's Fittest Book, week by week, day by day, and after 12 weeks, the results were undeniable. Not just stronger, my entire metabolism had transformed. This wasn't vanity, this was vital infrastructure for the rest of my life. Principle number 4, master your mornings. Why do some people seem to have endless energy while others are always exhausted? My reading and learning journey revealed a pattern. Successful people develop non-negotiable morning habits. They remove obstacles so that repeating these habits becomes automatic. While I was waking up reactive, checking emails and putting out fires, successful people were controlling their first hour like a sacred ritual. They understood something that I didn't. If you don't control your morning controls you. And if your morning is chaotic, your entire day follows suit. When I committed to a 4:50 a.m. wake every morning and 6 a.m. CrossFit training, I wasn't just building muscle, I was building the foundation for everything else. That morning victory created momentum. Better food choices followed naturally. Clearer thinking emerged, more energy appeared. One non-negotiable morning decision transformed my entire day, every day. Principle 5, choose principles over quick fixes. Here's the difference between transformation and temporary change. I stopped chasing quick fixes and started living by systematic principles, which are move daily, lift heavy things, eat real food, protect sleep, face hard truths, and most importantly, educate yourself continuously. The principles didn't just transform my body, they transformed my approach to everything. When you prove to yourself that systematic thinking works, you stop looking for shortcuts and you start building foundations that last. As the physical changes became obvious, I started to realize something unexpected. People weren't just commenting on how I looked. They were commenting on how I carried myself, how I spoke, how I approached challenges. I became, and try to remain, the dad my sons are proud of. If you're done with quick fixes and ready for systematic approaches that actually work, I'd urge you to subscribe right now and let's share the journey. Which of these 5 principles resonate with you the most? Which one will you implement today? Not tomorrow, today. Comment below. I'll be excited to hear from you because your journey matters and this community that I'm trying to build will learn together. Let's choose evidence over hype, proof over promises. Subscribe now and let's transform together.